Turning to the Israel-Hamas war, the U.S. has vetoed a UNSC draft resolution led by Algeria, calling for an immediate halt in the fighting. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has reaffirmed his stance to continue the war in Gaza. Jeong Eun-joo has the latest.
The U.S. on Tuesday vetoed an Algerian-led United Nations Security Council draft resolution, which called for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Washington argues that the draft resolution would jeopardize ongoing talks to end the war in the region. 13 countries on the 15-member body UN Security Council voted in favor of Algeria's resolution, while the UK abstained. As a permanent member, however, the U.S. has veto power. The U.S. veto comes as it drafted its own resolution calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. The difference between both plans is the timing. While the Algerian-led draft called for an immediate ceasefire, the U.S. draft calls for a ceasefire as soon as is practicable. It also said that such a ceasefire should take place on the condition that all hostages are released, while urging the lifting of barriers preventing aid from reaching Gaza. It's still uncertain when the UNSC will vote on the U.S.-led proposal. The U.S., close allies with Israel, had avoided using the word ceasefire. But President Joe Biden's recent use of it and the latest U.S. resolution signals a shift, as the two have recently clashed over Israel's operations in the Gaza Strip. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Tuesday that Israel will not pay any price for the return of hostages still held in Gaza. In a recorded speech uploaded to X, formerly known as Twitter, Netanyahu said Israel is committed to continuing the war until all objectives are achieved, which include eradicating Hamas, releasing all hostages, and ensuring that Gaza no longer poses a threat to Israel. The remarks came as the U.S. plans to send its Middle East envoy to the region for continued talks between the U.S., Egypt, Israel, and Qatar that seek to broker a ceasefire and the release of hostages. Jeong Eun-joo, Arirang News.